to make me surrender. Why you always in my face? Do you really think it's over? 'Cause I've been kicked when I'm so down, too much until it's numb. And there's nobody can steal my fire. Nobody can steal my soul. Nobody can steal my soul.
Family is mourning the loss of their dog after a violent altercation in a southeast Topeka housing complex's parking lot. 13's Caden Baird has been to the scene of that attack and spoken with some of those involved.
Thanks, Riley. The Topeka Police Department says officers saw two dogs attacking a woman when they arrived on the scene, prompting them to fire at and kill one of those dogs. The other was taken into custody, but the dog's owner says that they were just protecting her and her young son. Chaos ensued shortly after midnight in front of the Highland Park townhomes. A fight broke out between three individuals, followed shortly by the 6-year-old son of one of the participants letting out their dogs.
He asked the security guards to help, and they didn't. He went, opened the door, and told his dogs, "Help my mommy," and that's what they did.
Police say the dogs then attacked a woman not involved in the fight and bit another man who tried to get them off of her. The Topeka Police Department says the dogs became aggressive with an intervening officer, leading to him discharging his weapon. The officer killed one of the dogs, and the other remains with animal control. 13 News spoke to the owner of the dogs, who says she was jumped by the two other individuals involved in the fight.
Those dogs wasn't doing no harm. They were protecting my son, my 6-year-old son. Why they're jumping me and ain't nobody else helping me.
The woman involved in the dog attack was transported to a local hospital with serious injuries. The man was treated at the scene for minor injuries. The mother of the hospitalized victim told us her daughter is 23 weeks pregnant and was in surgery all morning. Topeka police say the owner of the dogs is cooperating in the ongoing investigation.
What's going on? Welcome to the channel, man, the PBC, where we give it to you fair and unbiased, raw and uncut. Some will like it and some ain't, like I always say. You know, big shout out to the brothers down in the chat. John Dembry, Mr. 216 Bulldogs been in the building. Street Rossi, what's going on? What's going on? Cuba Lynn Johnson, big shout out to you. Now, in this situation right here, I think we got how can I put it? A young man whose head was in the right place, but the dog's training wasn't in the right place. You know, he was thinking, okay, they jumping my mama. I'm gonna let my dogs out and they're gonna protect my mama. And like I said, his head was in the right place, but the dog's training wasn't in the right place. Once the dogs came out the house, they attacked anybody who was out there, who was standing around. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't think nobody will get in trouble in that particular situation as far as, you know, the little boy, he not gonna get in trouble. And I doubt very seriously they're gonna take the dogs away. They may, and where I'm from, sometimes they'll do what they call quarantine the dogs, put the dogs in the animal shelter for about a couple of weeks or whatever. And I don't even know if they still do that or not, but they used to do that, put them in the animal shelter for a little while, and then they'll, you know, release them back to the owner. But I just think, you know, like I said, it's just, his head was in the right place. He wanted to help his mama. And I'm quite sure that the police officers who was on the scene, they would say they would do the same thing if they was in his situation. You know, and you're a young person, and you know, you ain't got no weapons. Especially when you're a little boy, you know, you pretty much defenseless. You know, so you know what will help mama? Let these dogs out the house. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, if the dogs would have had some training, maybe he could give the command, or maybe he could send the dogs to the right direction. But once the dogs came out the house, they was biting anybody who was standing around, even if you ain't had nothing to do with the fight. But I will say this, they made an example out of the situation. Pit-wise, what's going on? Them dogs made an example out of the situation, because look, check this out, right? Whoever got bit, that means they were standing around looking at the mama get jumped. You shouldn't have been your ass out there looking at the fight. You should have been breaking it up and sending these folk on this direction, sending them their way, and let the mama go back where she was going at. Since you want to stand out there and look at it, you know, you got bit. You know, so it just, you know, it was always a sad situation when somebody get bit by a dog or attacked by dogs, you know. And we really can't make no fun of it or light of it, because somebody could have got seriously hurt. and and it could have been a child from the other party. It could have been the people who was doing the jumping. It could have been their children out there or something. They got bit, you know. So we can't never make no fun of it or light of the situation. Now today we're gonna be talking about that Andy Capp stuff. I want to talk a little bit about a particular dog that Mr. Lightner had, and I want to discuss Mr. Lightner as well because he is one of the people who is credited for that old family red, them old family red dogs here in America. Some of the ones that we running here in America, he was supposed to be the breeder that was breeding them from Ireland, you know. So I want to check some of that stuff out as well. But I want to pull up this Andy Capp stuff because I want to ask some brothers about some of these Andy Capp dogs and some of the bloodlines in them, you know. Hall's Andy Capp coming down off Singletary's Sugarfoot and Singletary's Penny Soup. Now, why I want to speak about this Andy Capp dog is because we all heard he was a great dog, grand champion Andy Capp. Let me put some respect on his name, grand champion Andy Capp. Now, what I want to talk about is Andy Capp has a lot of bolio that a lot of people don't really acknowledge in Andy Capp. You know, they'll say balls this or this. He's a bolio dog, in my opinion, you know, and I'm gonna speak about this as well. You know, he has the more right to be called a bolio dog than a Boils dog. You know, because when I say the Boils stuff, this goes back to what I was talking about last week. How many generations does it take to call your own blood your own blood? You know, Dirty Mary is not a Boils breeding. She comes off of Burton's Hank and a Bolio bitch. All right. So Dirty Mary is the foundation of the Boils stuff. They bred Dirty Mary to Bobby Thrift Jr., which is not a Boils dog, a Boils bred dog. He's a Pat Patrick dog, and got Clyde the Undertaker. All right. Now on the bottom side, you got Dirty Mary that bred the Cherokee Chief. So the Cherokee Chief gonna be a little bit of Eli up in there, right? The Cherokee Chief dog gonna be a little Eli. So you got your Eli through your Cherokee Chief, and then every single dog in here is gonna be going back to Bolio outside of the Burton's Hank stuff. You know. Now, what kind of dog would you call Andy Capp? Anybody, you know, what kind of dog would you call Andy Capp? Because me myself, I'm gonna call him a Bolio Burton's Hank dog. And when you look at Andy Capp, he looked like the Burton's Hank. He may be I would give him a Bolio shape for some of the Bolio dogs. I would give him the shape, the structure of some of the Bolio dogs. But he looked more or just as, like the Burton's Hank dog. Maybe not the same head shape. That's why I say his structure he kind of got the head shape of the Bolio dogs, but his body is kind of shaped like Burton's Hank. Now, what would you call him? A lot of people call him a Boils dog. Them Eli brothers, I already told you they don't need nothing but a speck of Eli in them to call them Eli. They'll call him Eli just off the Cherokee Chief being right here. He an Eli and Boils dog. When you see every single dog, Red Baby coming down off Bolio. Red Baby 2 times right here, coming down off Bolio. Bull Boy Bob coming down off Bolio. Then you got Bolio himself in the 4th generation several times. Then you got Bolio in the 2nd, 3rd generation. So it looks to be more of a Bolio type dog, in my opinion. I'm asking the brothers in the chat though. What would you call them? And some people may not know. They may be just going off of the same thing I'm going off of. What people say, dirty, oh, he's a Boyle's dog, a Boyle's bred, so-and-so dog. But, it's just in my opinion, because Burton Hank doesn't have any bolio in him. And you can definitely see the Burton Hank influence in Andy Capp, as far as his look, the way he looked. Same white streak down the chest. Got that white in the middle of his forehead right here, just like Burton's Hank. White in the middle of the forehead, white down the chest. Brown color dog, black mask with the white around the nose area, White around the nose area, black mask. They just got a different head shape. In my opinion, in this particular picture, because a picture, when you're looking at it from different angles, it'll give you different looks. Just this particular picture, Andy Capp got a more of a shovel shaped face. And me myself personally, I like a shoveled head dog. What we'll call like a beak shape, triangle shaped muzzle. And I also think the bolio, you can see the bolio in this dog as well. I think both dogs play their part in it when it comes to the dog pedigree. The bolio stuff in them played a part, and the Burton's Hank dog, which is in the 4th generation, played a part. I can't see no Eli in this dog, but at the same time, the dog do resemble your Grand Champion Art dog. Let me slide up Grand Champion Art real quick, see. He do got like a little ear set and like Art a little bit. And Art gonna be your Eli dog. But then Art is not only, he's only he's not all Eli. What is the best crosses to go with Eli? Big Vance, what's going on, big dog? Okay, Vance said the Eli is what makes him a different type of dog. Or grower, appreciate you dropping in tonight. Vance said the Eli is what makes him a different type of dog. And you got this Eli in him. For those who don't know, the Eli coming through the through the Cherokee Chief dog. I checked the rest of the dogs. I didn't see any Eli coming through the rest of the dogs, just through the Cherokee Chief. Then you got Bolio coming through all these other dogs, and then you Carver Goldie, which is Bolio's mother. Let's check out Watt Sable and the Patrick's Crazy Lady. We're gonna see what they coming down off of. Blind Billy and Rascal. No Eli, Blind Billy and Rascal. And I want to check this Crazy Lady and the Maloney Dolly out. That Crazy Lady is coming off Bolio, bred to Bolio's daughter. So in the 4th generation, we got Bolio bred to Crazy Lady. Crazy Lady herself was Bolio bred to a daughter of Bolio to get Crazy Lady. And that bred back to Bolio again to get Patrick's Commander Whitehead. So this Whitehead dog is super sick in Bolio blood. Like heavy Bolio blood that Commander's Whitehead dog. All right. Now on the bottom, Whitehead bred the Bolio daughter again. Bolio bred the Maloney's Dolly. And that's coming down off the tooth stuff, but no tombstone. So right here we got Bolio bred to the Toot Dog, which is Maloney's Dolly, to get Patrick's Big Coco. So that's a Bolio daughter bred back to Commander Whitehead, which you see how he was already bred. And you know, and that got you Patrick's Little Bit. And Patrick's Little Bit bred to Patrick's El Dos Bits Contero, which is a son of Bolio again. So Singletary Sugarfoot is heavy Bolio. Pretty much all Bolio Singletary Sugarfoot is, which is Andy Capp's daddy. And then on the bottom side, you got your Bolio as well, with your Burton's Hank stuff. And like I said, you got your Cherokee Chief Eli stuff in it right here. Now let me check something else out when it comes to the Cherokee Chief, dog. We already know Bullet Son is 50%, 25% right here. Cherokee Chief will be under 25%. Then you got Eli on the bottom side. That'll take his percentages a little bit high up with not on the 50. I wouldn't put it in the 50%, but it'll take it a little high up. This Cherokee Chief dog a little higher, between 25 and probably 25 and 35 or 25 and 40. I wouldn't even give it 50%. Eli Jr. will be a 50% dog, but you didn't go back to Eli. That Eli 3 dog is not going to be no more than 25%. You didn't go back to Eli. You went outside. Davis Chavo, let's see what that's coming off of. Oh, yes, you did. Yeah, you did. Excuse me. I made a mistake. All right. The Chavo dog is coming down off of a Bully Son. So that's going to be Chavo going to be at least a 25%. So the Cherokee Chief dog, you could probably say he got close to a 50% Eli in him. Because it's Chavo coming down off Bully Son, Chavo coming off Bully Son, Chavo again in the 4th. Then you got Eli himself right there. Yeah, so Cherokee Chief gonna be a heavy bred Eli dog. We just gonna say heavy bred. We don't really know the percentages. He gonna be a heavy bred. And Vance say that's what's making the difference in it. But he looks like Burton's Hank with the Bolio stuff. And I actually thought Andy Capp was a bigger dog than what they got right here, 38, 36, 30, 38. Looking at him right here, I would think he would be a bigger dog than that. But you know, pictures can be deceiving. And we've all heard that Andy Capp is one of the best dogs to touch a box. Mad Doctor, what's going on, my brother? Let me drop the link down in the chat for anybody that want to come up and talk about this Andy Capp stuff. I meant to drop the link last time I went live, but I didn't drop it in time enough. Maybe later on in the show I dropped it, I think. Mad Doctor say pull Bunts is Blackie. All right, I'm about to pull it up now, Mad Doctor. Bunts is Blackie. Bunts is Blackie. Adam Zebo. So in this dog right here, if I'm right, Mad Doctor, This is a Zebo, Bolio, Eli dog. We got Zebo right here, and I'm explaining this for the people that may not know how to read these pads or where I'm getting what I'm saying. Got Zebo right here, so you know we 50% Zebo. We got Bolio right here, we know we 25% Bolio. And then we got your Eli coming through your bully son. Some people may want to say a bully son, Bolio, bully son, Zebo. And the Eli brothers will say Eli, Bolio, Zebo. Or Zebo, Bolio, Eli. Now, when we look at Carver's Red Lady, that's not going back to nothing but your rascal. So we're going to have your rascal in there. Zebo, Bolio, Eli, Rascal. And it's not all Rascal on the bottom. You know, you just see Rascal in there. And I always say this, man, the dog Zebo, I feel like Zebo is one of the more prominent dogs from the past that we kind of either lost the dogs from forfeitures or in seizures, pit bull raids and all kind of stuff. We either lost them dogs doing that, or the brothers didn't preserve the Zebo line the way they preserved the Jeep line, the Red Boy line, the Bolio stuff, and you don't see your Zebo preserved in that same manner. And I know it ain't because it's not a good dog or wasn't a good producer, because you see him in some of your top quality dogs that's in the pedigrees today. I think it's just come from dogs getting seized, dogs getting stolen from some of the prominent dog men, people stealing the dogs and not doing nothing with them because you can't do nothing with them. But you just don't see the Zebo dogs like you see a lot of the other dogs. Yellow One in the building. Paul Johnson, what's going on with your big homie? Mad Doctor say that's part of the 5 and 1s. Hank, Boomerang, Buddy, Zebo, and Art. The original bounty hunter line. Yes, sir, man. And we know the original bounty hunter them had some of them great dogs, man. Hey, what you think about this, Mad Doctor? Big shout out to brother Paul Johnson for the $5 donation to the channel. Appreciate it, Paul, man. Appreciate it. Hey, Mad Doctor, what do you think about when I was talking about the Andy Capp dog, man? You think that look right there come from Burton's Hank? Because he got the same markings as old Burton's Hank. His head may be kind of shaped a little different, but that's just the angle maybe, that the angle that the dog is in. But they got the same markings. And Hank is only in the pedigree, I want to say 2 times, twice in the 4th generation. That kind of showed that he got some strong genes. Dirty Mary, half brother and sister bred. And that's where Penny Sue come from, a half brother and sister breed coming down off Burton's Hank. Same mama, Clyde the Undertaker and Boyle's Crankshaft. Same mama, different daddies. One of them daddies a Bolio dog, one of them daddies a Eli dog. So you kind of see what brother Ronald Balls had in mind when he made this breeding. I'm going to take Dirty Mary to Eli and Dirty Mary to a Bolio dog and breed them together. To anybody, I have to explain it sometimes to some of the brothers because everybody don't know how to read these pairs the same. And some brothers, may be a little harder to understand certain things. So I like to break it down to where everybody can understand it. If you know my dog, Mellow Yellow, it's just like if I breed her to a pure Bolio dog, and then I breed her to a pure Eli dog, and I take them puppies and breed them together again, and I get Penny Sue. Singletary's Penny Sue. And we see a lot of success coming from half brother and sister breeders as well. Same daddies, different mamas, same mamas, different daddies. We see a lot of success in those breeders, just as we see in the these breedings like Patriot's Commander. These are the same kind of breedings you seen in Yellow John, red boy. Instead of Bolio, it would have been saying red boy, red boy. Same kind of breedings like that. Now the Bunce's Blackie dog that we was looking at just now. Mad Doctor said that's the 5-1. He said that's the 5-1. So I'm guessing that, you know, you're not gonna see no inbreeding in this particular breeding right here. The Blackie dog. You got Zebo coming off a total different line. Your Zeke stuff. Now all these dogs may be going back to Tudor's Dabo. Eli probably going back to Dabo. So we got them dogs going back to Dabo. See McCraw, Snowball. He going back to Dabo. So the one thing all these dogs do got in common, they all going back to Dabo for the most part. Big Black going back to Dabo. Dabo's right here. Dabo's right there. Dabo's in the fourth right there. Let me try which one that was I just looked at? Dabo. Yeah, all of them going back to Dabo. In this particular pair. Except for the even Alonzo's Andy going back to Dabo. So the one single dog that this particular dog Bunce's Blackie, the one single dog that all of them got in common in the whole pedigree is Dabo. So even though these dogs got their own lines, whether it's Eli, Bolio, and you know, even your Zebo stuff, would you call that line bred? Being that they all coming down off Dabo, would you call them line bred dogs? And this would be an old school dog, so it'd be closer to the source of Dabo. You know, we a little further than away from Dabo here in 2026. But going back to these dogs, you know, they're gonna be a little closer to the Dabo dog than modern day dogs will be. You know, Bolio is from the 70s, and I'm not sure when Zebo was thriving. Bolio from the 70s for sure. Eli is from the 70s. Okay, Mad Doctor say, I was kind of wondering what that 5-1. I heard you say that before, Mad Doctor. 5 grand champions and 1 dog. That's what that means. Gotcha. 5 grands and 1 dog. Vance say Comanche produced some great stuff off Andy Capp, some nice dogs off Andy Capp. Let me pull up the Comanche dog. I always heard you say that, Mad Doctor, when you came up on the show, you were saying the 5-1s. And I kind of misunderstood what you was talking about, but I understand it totally now. 5 grand champions and 1 dog. Champions or whatever. Comanche, Vance said. And they might not have, oh, I see it. Desert Warriors Comanche rum. Now this dog right here gonna have a little more Eli in him, a little more Dirty Mary, more Bolio. Let's see what this Boils Ready is coming off of. Very bottom. Champion Davis is Zeb, which is a boomerang. That's your boomerang stuff. Irish Jerry We Hunt. Now that's a dog. I'm glad I came across that because we don't never see We Hunt and nobody pedigree. Got We Hunt in the pedigree and boomerang at the very bottom. So this Boils Ready dog is a heavy boomerang dog. Let me see who We Hunt coming off of. That's a honey bunch, dog. All right, so this Boils Ready is a heavy boomerang dog. And that's the very bottom of Desert Warriors Comanche Rum. This Boils Ready is a heavy boomerang. Then we got Bolio through the Bobby Thrift Jr., Burton's Hank, and Bolio through the Dirty Mary. Got your Eli through your Cherokee Chief. And then the same thing we just talked about, for the last 15, 20 minutes right here with the Bolio, Eli, and Cherokee Chief. Burton's Hank. So really the top and bottom really about bred the same other than the boomerang on this dog. The boomerang makes the difference in this particular pedigree. They added more Eli, more Bolio, and just instead of Burton's Hank, they added the boomerang. Mad Doctor said he met STP with Black Pass Jr. Brad Anderson, appreciate you dropping in tonight, my brother. Appreciate you dropping in tonight. Irish Jerry Campaign We Hunt. Yeah. You don't see that We Hunt as a 7-time winner, but you don't see him in a lot of pedigrees. And I believe that's a great dog. Don't know how he was producing. Let me check out that Black Pass, see if I can pull up that Black Pass Jr. Black Pass Jr. Great looking dog. STP's Black Pass Mania, 4-time winner. Let me see who this, Cherokee, let me see who this Harrison, the collar dog coming off of. Okay, they're coming off Eli and Chavo. Eli 3, that's Eli 3. I ain't see the Eli 3 on the end. Eli 3, Orla Jr., Pass Mania, Pass Jr. Ozzie Stevens Homer in it. Let me see if this is 5-1. Let me see if I can count Mad Dog. Let me see if I can count this up. We got one champion. Can they be 5-1 with just champions, or they got to be grand champions? Got 2 champions. Got a grand champion. That'd be 3. Got 4. If you can use champions, it got 4 with Bobby Thrift Jr. Got 5 with Bold Action. 6. Let me see what Mad Doctor say, man. Mad Doctor, I gotta be grand champions or 5 champions or grand champions. Because if I can beat champions or grand champions, that's a whole bunch of them in there. More than 5. And Paz Jr., that's about a 7 or 8. Now, give or take, they may be coming off the same bloodline though. But it's still at least about, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 champions. And several 2-timers. 7 champion or grand champion altogether between those 2. Now, what I wanted to look at, I'm gonna get back to this Andy Capp stuff, but I'm not gonna be in here too long tonight because I know Going Hard and them come on in a little while, so I'm gonna respect their time. But what I do want to talk about real quick, and like I said, I'm gonna get back to the Andy Capp stuff and the Burns Hank stuff as well. The Lightners Vick dog, Lightners Vick. Now, reason why I'm talking about this dog is Mr. Lightner was supposed to be breeding some of that old family red stuff, you know, when it came over. Now, on the little article that I read, Mr. Lightner said he don't breed for color, he breed for performance. You know? Oh, and let me address this while I'm looking at it too as well. Where did we go left at when it comes to paper registry? When UKC was obviously the paper registry that everybody was using in the early 1900s, why did we go and now we look at UKC like they below ADVA and all these different registries? Oh, they got the show dogs now. They got the show dog. How did we go from that, from where Mr. Lightner them was at, to where we at now? Because Mr. Lightner them was registering with the UKC. UKC been around 4 times longer than ADVA been around. So how do we start using that? Now, while y'all answering that for me, Mr. Lightner known for them old family red dogs. Now when we look at this dog, it says black brindle with white and red nose, a red nose dog. Now have y'all ever seen one in today's time, black with a red nose? That's predominantly black with a red nose. I haven't seen one. I've always heard people say, oh, I got a black red nose. I got a black red nose, you know, but I never in my life seen one. Now I'm quite sure you may have a black dog with a nose that's lacking pigment, and it could be a pinkish color. Could be pink, like fleshy color. But I wouldn't consider that a red nose. Now, this particular dog here says black with white markings, black brindle, white markings, red nose. Now, what I'm wondering is, could this dog be hold up. Could this dog be a dark red brindle dog that the camera make it look black with a red nose? Because you know your old family red dogs would be your copper color dogs, your red, your orange color, red color dogs, chocolate color dogs with your amber color eyes or yellowish color eyes. Could this picture, and somebody just went off this picture and saying, oh, black brindle, could this picture be giving you a false, colors of what is really a red-nosed dog? because it says red nose, but we know this was entered by a person and people can make mistakes. Dog was born in 1909. Black brindle. But if it's a black and white picture, black brindle, a red nosed dog can look black brindle. In a black and white picture. You know. So I was just wondering about that, because when I looked the dog up and I seen it, you know, I said, damn, black brindle. The old family red dogs went black brindle. They was red. Could have been red brindle, but they would have been red. And they was from the tightest family of dogs coming from Ireland. And this dog structure give you the appearance of an old family red dog. Great structure. And like one of the brothers said a while ago, you don't see no dogs from back in this era right here. You don't see no dogs that look like hound dogs from this era when they first started. Not one of them dogs looked like a hound dog. All right, giant Yankee Islanders said he was a red nose, but they aren't the old family red. Okay, got you on that one. Now they say that, Vance, you say they say the ADBA started in 1909? Because you know them brothers was using UKC. When you look at all Mr. Kobe dogs, you see UKC. Mr. Lightner dogs, UKC. Showtime, what it is. Yes, sir, man. Yeah, I was just wondering about this Lightner dog right here. Because I see the color say black brindle and white with a red nose. Now I was just wondering, could it have been a mistake made on the person who put this pedigree up on the color wise? Because I know you ain't seen no pedigree from UKC that said black brindle white with a red nose. It was, in my opinion, you know, it was either black brindle and white with a black nose, or a red-nosed dog, and this picture making it look black, and the person who posted this put the color down, because you can see the brindle stripes in this dog. You can see the brindle stripes in her. And maybe they just put black brindle and white with a red nose. So I don't know. When you check out some of these dogs, they're going to be red nose. But then I think this Kobe's Teague dog is a brindle dog. Yep. He's a brindle and white. But you see how his nose look. Now, any of y'all got any modern day pictures that I can pull up of a brindle, brown brindle, this color brown, not red nose brindle, but a black brindle or this dark brown brindle dog that got a red nose? I'll pull that up as well. I've heard some people when I was a teenager say, "Oh, I got a black red nose. I got a black," but when they say that, the dogs be 4 weeks old, 3 weeks old, and they haven't got color in their nose yet. When they get to be grown dogs, their nose turn black. Even the ones that got flesh color noses when they a month old. Their nose turn black by the time they get, a few months old. And I want to look at this dog here as well, Lightners Firehouse. The reason why I want to look at him, because I always see people commenting about size of the old school dogs. We all comment about the size of these old school dogs. Like there wasn't that many big dogs back in the days. When this dog right here says 52 pounds on the chain. 52 pounds on the chain with a $15 stud fee. That's how you know that was a long time ago, boy. $15 for a stud fee. Can you imagine how many breeders he would have in today's time? $15? Right now, if a brother try to charge you $15 for stud fee, you wouldn't even breed him to a dog because you're going to say, oh man, something wrong with him. Oh, he a mutt. Oh, why he charging $15? Man, you wouldn't even breed to him because he charged $15. Just off the strength of he charging $15, you wouldn't even breed to the dog. But that $15 was a lot of money back in them days, buddy. You can bet your bottom dollar that. Buckskin dark mass dog, And see, now there's another example of bad lighting. Bad lighting and pictures getting old and dogs looking a certain ways. They say buckskin dark mass. All right, what we call buckskin is your light colored dogs, your light tan colored dogs. Now in this picture, this dog here look like he could be a Mayday color, like brown, and one can argue and say, oh, that Mayday color is buckskin and the light brown color is buckskin, because they'll say, what color is a buck? A deer buck, but we call buckskin that light color. So if he's that light color and this picture is making him look darker than what he is, that's the same thing that I say that could be happening to that Vick Lightners Vick dog. He can be lighter than that, but the picture make him looking dark. And whoever made the actual post thinking he's a black brindle dog, but he's actually a dark red nosed dog with brindle stripes in him. 52 pounds. Oh yeah, Van said, do white dogs come with red noses? No, far as I know, they come with red noses. I seen some all white ones with red noses. Giant say he was the start of the red noses in the U.S. That's why I was speaking about it, Giant, because I know the little bit of research I did do, it said he was running that old family red stuff, But in that same passage, Mr. Lightner supposedly said he wasn't a breeder of color, he was a breeder of performance, So that made me think he wasn't really trying to stay into, oh, let's keep these old family reds this color. He was wanting to keep the best dogs, or whatever was gonna make the best dogs. Mad Doctor say pull up champion, Holcomb's champion Josie Wells. All right, pull that up, Mad Doctor. All right, we got let me see, can I read this real fast? Just glancing at it we got your boomerang on the bottom, right here. You got your boomerang right here through your Pool Hall Red Dog. ISJ Trimming Moody. Let me see where this is coming off of. Paul Shorty. Let me see where this is originating from. Tutors Jeff. All right. And some trans rascal down there. Got your bully son right there through your honey bunch. Boomerang bred to Carver dog. Carver's mini. Boomerang right here. All right, so we got a daughter of Pool Hall Red is what Josie is. A daughter of Pool Hall Red. But it was Pool Hall Red's son bred back to Pool Hall Red. So I'm guessing they're going to call this champion Josie a boomerang dog with a little bit of Eli or a little bit of Bully Son in it. Honey Bunch, whichever one they decide to use for the name, because all of them famous. Honey Bunch famous, they can use her. Bully Son was famous, they can use his name. Or Eli. So they'll be like a boomerang Eli dog, boomerang Honey Bunch dog, boomerang Bully Son dog, and the Tudor Spike. You got to recognize Tudor Spike in there because you got him 2 times in the 4th generation. And the Carver's, that's what the Carver's Miss Spike is. So you got, now Tudor Spike going to be 4 times in this dog that we can see right offhand through the Carver's Miss Spike. Carver's Miss Spike 1, 2, 3, 4. So you gotta recognize the Tudor Spike in that. And that's the boomerang. That's your boomerang, right here. So boomerang bred to his half sister to get Pool Hall Red. You had anything off that, Mad Doctor, off that champion Josie Wells? Oh yeah, Giant. I know that Google don't know what they're talking about a lot of the times, man. I just Google it though just to see what they did say about it. But yeah, you're right about that. They don't know what they be talking about when it comes to them dogs all the time. Showtime say he seen something back in the 90s the same color as a Texas white-tailed deer. Oh yeah, Giant. Giant say that the new modern red noses may have relations to the old family reds, but they're not the true old family reds. I agree with you with that. Because this is my opinion. I don't know everything about the dog, period, and I don't know everything about the old family red, but I know they was like an orangish copper color, and they had a funny color eyes to them. Roscoe in the building. What it do? Carver dog. Okay, this would be considered a Carver dog right here. Gotcha. Now, Roscoe, what about the Andy Capp dog we was talking about? What would you call that? I call it a Bolio Haytonsburg dog. A Bolio Burton's Hank dog. My fault. I call it a Bolio Burton's Hank dog. But what would you call it? Cause almost every dog in the pedigree going back to Bolio, even the females, except for maybe just a couple of them. Let me check this Everett's buck dog out. That's a little bit more Eli in it. And we do got a little Eli in that pedigree. We did have some Eli in there coming through the Cherokee Chief. And that's the Everett's Buck. That's the Everett's Buck son, Cherokee Chief. So I done looked that up. So we got our Eli right here, and everything else is Bolio, and we got Burton's Hank 2 times. Yeah, we was just talking about the Burton's Hank stuff and the Andy Capp stuff, really what I was speaking about. And brothers was dropping different pegs in the comments. I was pulling them up, you know. Now, a Giant, I will say this. When it comes to that old family red stuff, if it's the true old family red dog, most people can look at it and be like, oh, that's an old family red dog there. You know, when they got that true look to them, oh, that's an old family red. You know, if you got to tell me it's an old family red, then it might be drifted away from the true traits of the dog as far as color wise and look standard, structure wise. Tony in the building. What's going on, Big Tony? Yes, sir, man. My brother Roscoe in the building, man. Roscoe, man, we got a hellified fight tomorrow night. It might not be hellified, but some people saying it's a 50-50 chance for Spence to get knocked out, and it's a 50-50 chance for him to win it. I got my ends on Spence. And if I ain't mistaken, I want to say they say Tyson Fury fight tomorrow night, as well as Anthony Joshua fight tomorrow night. I could be mistaken about Tyson Fury and Joshua, but they both fight, I want to say tomorrow night. And we know Spence fight tomorrow night. Andy Capp. A dog that name went down in history. 36, 38-pound dog. Breeder, Singletary, owner, Randall Hall. Hey, Vance, this one of them dogs. Remember I tell you, Vance, I always want to be one off 357. And is another dog. Andy Capp was the other one that I wanted something off of that I never had nothing off of. Directly off of. I'm talking directly. You know, Andy Capp and old 357. And I ain't gonna lie, it was about I can remember about 2012. I was looking for me an Andy Capp dog, boy. I ain't gonna lie to you. I was looking for me one. And of course, I'm not trying to just buy them from anybody. I'm trying to get them from somebody who a reputable breeder. Once again, I want to send a big shout out and a big salute to the young bulldog of 7, holding it down in North Carolina, man. Gotta send my partner 7 a big shout out. Yes, sir, Roscoe. Say Spence all the way. Yes, sir. I hope Spence go ahead and do what he gotta do, man. I hope Spence go ahead and do what he gotta do. I seen old Bill talking cash code trash today. I was looking at YouTube earlier. I seen old Bill talking trash to Keyshawn, the coach. They're going back and forth. That's gonna be a good one there, old Keyshawn versus old Devin. That's gonna be a good one. I tell you what, Roscoe. If Devin win this fight here, they better start talking trash to Devin, because Devin is fighting them boys out there. He is fighting. He done fought and one that knocked him out. What his name? Garcia. He done fought him. He done fought several heavy hitters out there when it comes to their name wise. You know, a lot of the boys they do too much talking. But Devin is fighting them now. Fans say he had a 4-timer off of Comanche, and he crossed it with the Sonny Boy, got monsters. Yes, sir, man. I want to send a big shout out to the whole Shark Tank. Going hard 1 and 2, Mike and Mo. You know, like I said, them boys come on tonight. I'll be off by the time they come on. I want to send a big shout out to them brothers, man. I want to send a big shout out to Sport Dog Archive and whole panel with them, with them brothers. I gotta send a big shout out to brother J-Bo out there holding it down. Hell, tonight I'm gonna go ahead and send a shout out to Pro wherever he at if he listening. He might not be listening, but I'm gonna send you a shout out, Pro. You know what I'm saying? Wherever you at. You know, it is what it is. Showtime say strap season, man down, a big fish in the building. Hey, last time the big fish was talking that shit, his ass, he came in there and got hooked. Got hooked with old Crawford. Crawford had that damn triple hook in there and reeled him in. Strap season though. Man down. I ain't gonna lie, I was a Spence fan. I'm still a Spence fan. Yeah, man. Yeah, that Andy Capp got that dang on got that Burton's Hank look, man. And that's how you can know how strong some of these genes is in these old school dogs, man, because you got Hank in there 2 times. That's it. And it's several dogs that done, and he's not even directly off Hank. You know, Hank in the 4th generation. And it's a lot of dogs that he can look like in this pedigree. But he looked like Hank. And he's coming, that's through the Dirty Mary, right? And you know the Dirty Mary got that look right there. The white head with the blue eye or whatever, but it's specifically the white head dogs that boys be having. So, you know, Andy Capp don't got that look like Dirty Mary. He look like Burton's Hank. The 56-pound dog that them boys say was a helicopter. Spin like a helicopter. I don't know if he was spinning like a helicopter, but I tell you what, he's a hell of a producing dog. Born in 1972. Seven years before I was born, and probably 30 years before a lot of these brothers that out here in the dog game was born. Red. Now, a Mad Dog, was Burton's Hank a red-nosed dog, or just a red color like Mayday color dog? I don't think he was a red nose, right? He was just a red skin color. Yes, sir, man. Andy Capp and old Hank. But in my opinion, he has the bolio structure with some of them bolio dogs. Can't really tell all that with that bolio picture right there. But when you look at let me see can I pull up some of these bolio offspring. Maybe Bull Boy. Let me look at Red Baby. See how you got the ears kind of? Let me pull up Bull Boy Bob, Bolio Jr. I don't know if it's gonna have a picture of Bolio Jr. Bull Boy Bob, let's see if we can pull up a picture of that. They got kind of that shovel face, that triangle looking face, or that beak face what I be talking about. I don't know any of the other ones that got a picture right off top. Can't really tell him, that's a side view. Okay, it said Burns Hank had the black nose. Roscoe say Boots. Now, now if Spence win tonight, now I think him and Boots they're gonna have to fight. I don't know if they're the same weight class, but shit, back in the days, the boys made the same weight class. Sugar Ray them ain't never used that as no excuse, no 5 pounds. The boys will meet somewhere or another. Now old Sugar Shakur said he gonna meet Devin Haney at a certain weight, but damn, he taking too dang on long. The one thing I will say about Keyshawn, he ain't even got 20 wins in yet, and he trying to fight him. And if Keyshawn beat Devin Haney, it's gonna take him. It's gonna kind of take him up there, as far as the ticket sales and stuff like that. He might be ahead of them, Shakur Stevenson. If he beat Devin Haney, his fights might sell more. This is my opinion. If Keyshawn beat Devin, his fights might sell more than them Shakur Stevenson. Cause this ain't gonna be no damn. This gonna be some action in this fight whenever they do set the date to it, and it's gonna be a technical fight. Cause both fighters is good boxers, so it's gonna be a technical fight. But I can't see Keyshawn running from Devin, and I don't think Devin gonna run from Keyshawn either. Let me check out some of these Andy Capp offspring. Dog Pounds Nitro, 2-timer. Now Boots say he the best in the game right now when it comes to boxing. Boots said that. I heard him say that on one of them interviews he was on the other night. Now, I ain't gonna say I don't agree with him, and I know he a bad mamma jamma. You know what I'm saying? But I gotta see Boots beat some of them heavy names before I say that. I'm not gonna say he can't do it, but you got too many brothers out there claiming they're the best right now. And we ain't gonna even talk about Tank Davis because he's just so short and compact, he can't put on so much weight before he be fat. So we ain't even talking about him. We talking about Shakur, Boots, Keyshawn, Devin Haney, and Ryan Garcia. You can't leave Ryan Garcia out. And Ryan fight them all. I ain't gonna lie to you. They can say what they want to say about Ryan, but Ryan fight them all. Talking Sports TV, what's going on, big dog? Showtime say Chop Chop was the only dog in the world off Andy Capp and BB Red. I remember seeing Chop in the truck when Jerry of DSK came by the yard. Let me see if they got a picture of Chop Chop. Champion Pup off Andy Capp. Nitro. Chop right there. Okay, got a little picture right here of Chop. He got that white down the face like Andy Capp. And don't forget that Burton Hanks look. McCool Sack, which is BB Red, dog. So that's Banjo. Is that Banjo's sister? Yeah. Van said Ryan just got knocked out. About Rolly Romero, right? Now, Ryan got knocked out, but Ryan going out like Sugar Ray them. I'm fighting everybody before it's all over with. He got knocked out by Haney made him stop, and Rolly beat him. But the night Rolly beat, I'm gonna give Ryan Garcia an excuse. The night Rolly beat Ryan Garcia, it was the night they fought in New York City and they were riding them cars that night. And Ryan Garcia said he smelled some gas fumes or something in them old school cars. Had him feeling funny. So I give Ryan that excuse. But I don't know, man. Ryan just seemed like he's a little more sharper right now. You know what I'm saying? He just seemed like he's more focused in on what he's supposed to be doing compared to the other nights when he was fighting Rolly. He just seemed like he's more focused. Rolly about to fight Teofimo Lopez. Yeah. BB Red. I guess you would say Chop look like them Banjo dogs or the BB Red, some of that stuff right there that BB Red come off of, that sack dog. And no picture of that dog. Say Red though. No picture of that one. The McCool stuff. Then you got the Thibodeau on the bottom. Betty Joe. Let me see if Cole got a picture of Betty Joe. I tell you what. The boys, man, listen here. This is gonna go a little deeper than a lot of these dog brothers' head. They gave old Coy a heart attack. Something that went on when Royal Bull done went down and they ain't went to court yet. Royal Bull ain't. You worrying about all this bullshit, you better be worrying about Royal Bull going to court. He ain't went to court yet, and it's an open shut case. Mr. Coy, owner. Betty Joe. Oh, they got Stompanato in them. A bunch of Carver stuff. You can tell that's a nice small dog there. Good 30-some pounder. Look at that old Banjo. All right, now that dog we was just talking about, what the dog name was? He looked more like Banjo than BB Red. But Banjo got that little underbite look, so he don't really look like him in the muzzle wise. Now, let me ask y'all this. A lot of y'all old schoolers, you know what? Is Banjo and BB Red the best brother and sister combination up to today's time? Not breeding wise, I'm just talking about the best combo. Do you know any other brother and sister combos that was better than Banjo and BB Red? Little mates. Hey, I appreciate you dropping in tonight, Roscoe, man. Appreciate you dropping in tonight. You have a good night. You have a good night, brother. Vance say Ryan gonna fail another drug test. I don't think he gonna fail another one, Vance. I don't think he gonna fail another one. If he fail another drug test, you know that's gonna probably pretty much his career gonna be over. City Boys in the building. Yes, sir, man. Doctor, that same thing I said. You know, it is what it is. Sometimes you just gotta look at it. Look at it for what it is. Shit. He got busted with the dogs. They got all kind of stuff. They dug up out the holes and all kind of stuff in his yard. Then he turned around and got busted for buying drugs from overseas. And he ain't went to court for none of that yet. Cause I give the news. And shit. I'm wondering when they gonna come back on the news. He got a date for the news. But he ain't popped back up on the news yet. And then I've been over. Shit, it's going on a couple years now. Yeah, Vance said he don't know a brother and sister. They said I read the story. I did a video on BB Red a long time ago when I first started my channel up. Courtesy of the brother Fat Bill book. I want to say it called Game Dog Times. I read a story about BB Red and Banjo, and I did a video about it. They say she was a bad dog. And I like everything about BB Red, man. As far as her structure and all that, how she looked. Good looking dog right there. I wouldn't think she would be 31 pounds though. That means she's a relatively small dog. I would have thought looking at her picture right here, you know, pictures are deceiving, like I said before. But just looking at the pictures, I would at least say she was a mid-30s, a high 30s some dog. 37, 38. This got some mem stuff in it. Let's see if it's going back to the red boy. Nope. That's what I always tell brothers. Look at your pedigrees before you just look at a name and call it something. These brothers, they get comfortable at saying Mims is red boy dogs. You see Mims is red boy. So when you see this Mims, instead of you investigating and seeing what the Mims remix coming off, you're going to say, oh, this red boy and BB Red stuff, a red boy Carver, Thibodeau, and ain't no red boy in it. It got Mims in it. Indian Bolio. Got a lot of Mims names in it. Mims Cookie, Mims Stepper. See what Stepper coming off of. More of that hooting, that wood snooty stuff. No red boy. Van say Banjo was like 35. They got BB Red at about 31, 32. So them some small dogs, man. Them some small jokers. See what the Hall's 22 dog coming off of. Hall's Gangster. which is the spike dog. Let's see what the spike dog coming off, because there's a lot of it in the pedigree. That's Bully Son Jr., Lone Stumper, Lone Stumper. Halls had them dogs back in the 70s too, man. Halls was back there. Pull up Andy Capp again. Yeah, Andy Capp got that triangle shaped face. Long snout, not too long, but kind of pointed snout. Good wide forehead. Why y'all think they be trying to say the old family red dogs wasn't as game in that 80s, 90s era as some of the dogs that was out during that time? Because I've heard that several times. The old family red dogs wasn't as game. They wasn't as game. Why you think they were saying that when them dogs was some of the original pits that, you know, when they came across in the migration? I don't think they would have been lacking gameness, no different than any other dog. When they was already breeding for gameness. The red man dog that the brother in the chat was talking about is coming down off of Banjo. Banjo and LG's Tina. What you see, Carver dogs, Arts Missy, Thibodeau, Carver, Thibodeau. That's a good looking dog there. He look like he might be bigger than Banjo though. Maybe the bottom side put some size in him. Then it could be one of them pictures that make him look that way. This picture, Andy Capp, 37 pounds, they said, condition weight. Andy Capp looked thicker than that dog looked that we just looked at. You can see his rib right on the side where they got him worked or whatever. They can see that line on it. You can see his butt bone right there. So apparently this is a picture of him when he's either about to go get showed or something. This ain't a chain weight picture. Still look good and strong. And the captains look more thicker than him. And look at the muscles sticking out his back legs and on his hip bone right there. Vance said the old family dogs look like staffs, and the banjo dogs don't last long. Damn, don't tell me they some Eli dogs in heart. They the 45-minute dogs too. Who lasts longer, an Eli dog versus a banjo dog? Banjo dogs probably have more mouth. If you're talking about breeding some out, and brothers believe in that breeding mouth into your dog and all that stuff. Let me see something here. Let me check out Banjo's pedigree, offspring. Champion Gladiators, Teddy, 1. 2, USA Sugar. 3, Guerrero's Bad Ears for 3rd one. 4, Fancy. Red Man 5. 6, Lucky Strike. Shorty 7. Tyra 8. Banji 9. Cranjo 10. JoJo 11. Banjo got a pretty good amount of champions that he made up. Teddy, number 12. And that's just off of this particular list that we're looking at. Dynamite, 13. You know, we might have more than that. He got a pretty good amount of champions down there, grand champions. Banjo produced more champions than Eli. Vance didn't mean they 45-minute dogs. He just meant nobody don't use them no more. But yeah, man, I appreciate the brothers rocking with me tonight. Like I said, I ain't gonna be here long. I just wanted to touch up on that Andy Capp stuff. Ask brothers what they thought about that as far as how he's bred. You know, and like I said, my opinion, the Andy Capp dog is a Bolio, Burton's Hank, and Eli dog. That's all you see in her. Bolio, Burton's Hank, and Eli. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me tonight, man. If you ain't check out some of the older videos, go check the older videos out. It just is what it is, man. Y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal out there. Appreciate all the brothers down in the chat from Showtime to Vance, Mr. 216 Bulldogs, John Dembry, Mad Doctor, Brother Roscoe, you know, Tony in the building. I appreciate all y'all, man. Talk Sports TV dropping in tonight. You know, y'all stay safe out there. Y'all stay legal. We on the PBC and we out.